Hi, good morning. I'm allowing myself a couple of minutes just to check in here and allow people to arrive. Also, I've just made this, I've got this makeshift yoga mat. I've come to Dubrovnik for the weekend, courtesy of Airbnbs. I haven't had to pay for it because I had some vouchers. And I've come here because in Molinat we've got a few Wi-Fi challenges at the moment, and so I thought, well, I'll come to Dubrovnik, and I needed to do a little bit of research here as well for retreats. So yeah, how's that? Good morning, Vicky. So yes, I'm here in Dubrovnik. I've got this lovely little studio apartment. I didn't plan like my outfit that it would coordinate with the accent colours in the room. It just happened that way. I seem to be wearing red today to match the surroundings. So we're working with the air element today, and I think we've just got a minute or two longer. I will just check and keep this next to me for time. So yes, I've got full-blown office set up here, and so hopefully we won't need any props today, by the way. I'm just going to check in on the time. Yeah, we've got a couple more minutes. All you're going to need is your mat and yourself, and for sure an open mind today. So I hope you're all getting on well. Do feel free to send me any of your questions. Tell me how you're getting on. If there's anything in particular you would like me to include, especially next week where we've got space. So at the moment I'm kind of leaving that there's going to be some of the elements that we're putting into the class coming of course included next week, but I'm also open for you to feedback to me if there's any areas in your either body or mind that you would like a little bit of help with. What is your body saying to you that it might want? I love the element of space because it's all the unknown. So it's looking at the stars. But this has been traditionally air element, also one of my favourites, and something that I'm going to love working with you today. Oh, good morning, Dawn, as well. Dawn's just come online. So isn't Saturday morning a great time for yoga? I always suggest. The funny thing was, actually, I arrived at this Airbnb, and this happened all my route down. You know, I was staying in Airbnbs, and I just happened to choose places. It wouldn't even be mentioned in the descriptions, but the people tended to do yoga or something interesting, like, you know, that was related to my field. And this one I'm staying in at the moment, the chap said to me, oh, I do yoga every morning for 15 minutes. So I was like, that's what I teach. It only takes 15 minutes in the morning. And he's like this like super guy, like full of energy. And he's also a tour guide for Dubrovnik. So it's been a really useful connection as well. But I just liked his energy even before he told me that he did yoga every morning. But it was just one of those things. He told me that that's what he did. And I just thought, that makes a lot of sense. 15 minutes in the morning is great. One of the other courses I'm doing at the moment, I'm talking about miracle mornings, which are exactly that, 15 minutes a day, 3 to 5 times a week, but making that into a habit when you get up and you put into practice something that will lift your vibrational frequency for the day. And that's all it takes is 15 minutes. But Saturday is a good day to sort of get a longer practice in, because then hopefully you've got that time afterwards to have a good brunch afterwards, and to just really, you know, take it a little further than you would have done in the week. In the week, you know, just roll your mat out. If you go onto the YouTube channel that I've got now, there are a few mindful movement snacks on there that you can use sort of in between these longer practices to do in the morning if you're short of time. So do feel free, go on there and have a look and do anything you feel inspired to do. But today is the element of air, we're looking at. So last week it was like we're starting to build this agony, this fire in our belly. And one of the things that also does is fire transforms energy, so it kind of burns off the old. The air is about bringing the clean, fresh air into the lungs. So I just got a poor network connection here. There, I'm hoping you can still see. What I might do is check if I've got my mobile broadband to put, just in case, just while I'm talking to you about air, you might just want to massage the feet. I'm gonna put something that's useful in here, but nothing that if you miss it will be a problem, just in case. I'm just going to switch this on as well. So I've now got this little mobile broadband as backup for if the Wi-Fi goes on, so getting sorted. So yeah, we're going to massage the feet. If I lost you there, don't worry, the recording will have the full sequence on. You didn't miss much, apart from I said, let's go massage the feet while I talk about air. So we're breathing in the new. So you've maybe heard, no, of course you've heard the term blowing away the cobwebs, and we use that when we refer to maybe going out in nature and clearing the mind, because what happens is when we breathe in fresh air, we clear the lungs, clear this whole channel. It actually helps clear the mind as well. So if you've got a busy mind, then get outside, breathe in some fresh air, focus on breathing in the new, breathing out the old, cleansing the lungs, preferably, and I know not all of you are by the sea, but preferably by the sea, go and get some salty sea air and breathe in the new. But we're going to learn to do this from wherever you are. With this practice this week, I'm going to give you a variation of something that's really changed so much for me over this last year. So I learned the Wim Hof method, and it helps me tolerate the cold better, particularly with swimming. But it's really been the breath that I've found very transformative. It's aligned to yogic principles, but it's just been modernised a little bit. It's backed with science, and personally, I've found it very, very useful. I'm going to give you a beginner's variation. So make sure you're sat in a comfortable seat. Just have their hands resting on the knees. We're going to do this breath in 3 parts. We're going to see if we can start it from the belly like we did last week, but it's not just one sharp intake. It's going to be 3 stages. We're going to breathe into the belly. We're going to feel the chest expand. And then you're going to even send the breath up as if you're imagining the air clearing the head and clearing the mind. Okay, so we'll just start that just really as a test run. We'll do that. So imagine breathing into the belly, then expand the chest, and then allow that air to clear the mind. It's actually one continuous breath, more like a loop rather than 3 parts, but there's where you go. It's breathing in, and then the exhale, you just let go. It's a short exhale. It'll be passive, it'll happen spontaneously. Breathe into the belly, chest, head, and let go. Breathe into belly, chest, head, and let go. Good. So maybe you got the hang of that. We're going to go for 30 rounds. You can feel a little lightheaded when you do that. So when you just take it a little steadier, or stop when you need to if 30 feels like too many. But we're going to go for 30, then we're going to inhale. We'll hold the breath for 15 seconds, and maybe a little longer. We'll hold the breath for, then we'll let out and just have a recovery breath. So palms facing down, relax the shoulders, maybe give them a little shrug. Want the back to be straight. If you feel it's too long, sat with the legs crossed, support your back with something, sit against something, sit on the knees, whatever you find useful. We want to be long in the spine though. So let's close the eyes and just for a moment, just notice how you feel. You might want to set an intention for your practice today, and that might be something just like being open to whatever comes. Anything new can be a little bit more uncomfortable than what we know. But when we're open and we're mindful in that equal proportion, we can welcome in the new without too much discomfort. So taking a parity breath, breathing in and holding. Breathing out and releasing fully. And let's begin. So breathe into the belly, chest, head, and let go. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Just letting the out breath go. Breathing in. Really imagine breathing in all that's clean and fresh, oxygenating the body. Let it travel from the belly, up the body, clearing the head, letting go, short out breath. That's 10, let's keep going. Inhale, 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 inhale. We're halfway there, keep the back long. Trying to stay relaxed in the face and the jaw. Just notice any sensations of the body. Just try and relax into it, just breathing in more oxygen than we usually would. Carbon dioxide releases. 10 more. Inhale. Let go. Inhale. Let go. Inhale. Let go. Inhale. Exhale. 5 more. Maybe make them a bit stronger if you're feeling okay and up to it. This is the last one. Long exhale. Inhale. Smoothly. Exhale. And now just hold the exhale. Just emptying the lungs. Relax the face and the jaw. And see if we can hold this just 30 seconds. Just letting everything relax and enjoying the sensation. The body's oxygenized. This is where all the magic's happened, in this breath retention. We're completely at rest. You're halfway there already. Just try and relax. If you desperately feel the urge to breathe, then do. If not, just see how much you can feel the heart rate relaxing. Feel maybe this tingling in the body. And maybe sense a change in that whole structure of the acid alkaline levels. Let's take a recovery breath in. Hold the inhale. And then exhale slowly. So just to balance that, bring the feet together again and massage the feet. So, if you're feeling a little lightheaded, that's normal, but just take it steady. Okay, so if you want to take that further, I've put a link into the supporting materials. You can also look up Wim Hof's channel as well. The full sequence of the breath. The one I do at the moment, it's kind of the mid-level, not advanced yet, is we do that for 3 rounds and then we hold the breath 3 rounds in 2 minutes, which I never thought I'd be able to do. I always struggled with breath retention in yoga, and this has really changed things for me. So let's swing the legs around. Let's still work on the feet, so tucking the toes under. I'm going to take my socks off now, I'm warm. I'm interested in your feedback for that at end of class, if you want to drop me a line, and if you felt anything with that, but stick with it, it's really, really delicious. when you get the hang of this, and it helps you go out into the cold as well. Do it in the morning and it works really well. So let's tuck the toes, all 10 toes tucked out. Let's see if we can just sit with the shoulders rolled back. Just see if we can sit for half a minute here. As working on the shoulders and rolling around the head as the feet stretch out. That's strong, isn't it? I know that. It's really strong on the feet, and it takes practice, but it's so good for us, especially if you have your feet cramped up in shoes a lot. Do this. Or after a night out on the tiles with your heels on, maybe. So let's release our feet now and tap them behind you. I'm going to come to the side to show you. You can stay facing forward, just tap the feet like that, the toes of the feet. So I'm going to come back to sit onto the knees. We're going to work on, so this area here, the heart and lungs opening, breathing in all that's fresh and that's new. So as you inhale, you're going to lift the arms, you're going to lift the seat, and we're going to reach up, slightly drop the hips forward, and then as you exhale, we make fists of fire. So we balance this fire and water, and we just come into a little ball here. So inhale, and reaching up, opening the chest, breathing the air into the head, and exhale. Breathing in, it's morning there when you're doing this, saying good morning to the world. Exhale, tightening up. So we've got this lovely balance of in the body, the flexion and the extension of the spine. Everything is duality and nature. I'm going to keep doing this for a little while, just in case we've just lost connection there. Great way to warm up the body. And let's keep going. Breathing in and breathing out. So if you lost me there for a moment, if you're live, we've just been doing this. I just continued. I switched to the mobile broadband. So let's have a little recovery, sat in the heels now. Do that a few more times if you want. It's a great warm up. You'll feel just fresh air coming into the body. Now, in order to open up this area here, we want to do a lot of work around the shoulder blades and the upper back trapezius. Open up this area here. Get everything flowing. So this sequence, really useful one. I'm going to come to the side. You're going to sit on all fours. Really useful. And air element's a bit like it's exploring. It's expanding our horizons. So it's going to be a little self-guided, a little bit freestyling, which I love in yoga. Okay, so the head lifts, the heel lifts. We've got tiger. It's a little bit fire to start with. The knee comes into the chest, so still warming up. Inhale, the leg lifts, the head lifts, the belly relaxes. We exhale, we squeeze the air out the belly. Inhaling, breathing in the new. Exhaling, breathing out the old. Now on this fifth one here, take the leg back, lift the head, slowly bring the knee underneath you. As it comes underneath you, see if you can come onto the fingertips. Bring the knee underneath and just step the foot between the hands. Now we don't want full lunge here, we just want the hip over the knee on the back leg, the knee over the ankle on the front leg. So we're just making a nice right angle here. And come this way around. We're going to rest your right hand on your right thigh here. And what we're going to do, the left hand, lead with the palm, the hand flexed. We're going to scoop that arm up, and as that happens, the left hip comes forward. We work this whole front line of the body. We lift up towards the sky, and then we bring the palm down. It comes back in towards us, and then we look to the fingertips behind. Okay, so we almost draw a full circle. The palm comes down towards us. So position the fingers. The hand is quite important. We lift the arm up. And we sweep it down. So what we're doing is we're exploring our full range of motion here. We're having to stabilise in the lower body so the core is still working. The upper body, we're looking for flexibility and freedom. And you just go according to your range of movement. And this is going to help free up space for the air to travel. Good, take one more. Bring that arm back. Okay, now just hold there a couple of breaths. Put to the back fingers. Nice, now bring the fingertips down to the floor. And with your right leg, I'm going to turn around to show you, your right leg's going to come out to the side here. So the left hand's going to come underneath you. We're now going to work with the right arm. We're going to take the hand at the shoulder. We're going to start by making big circles with the shoulder. Now, apart from the foot and the knee planted, everything else, you can move it freely. Let's go a few times in each direction. I don't know about you, but I had some clunks and clicks there. It's an area I'm working on. Personally, that area on the inside of the right scapula, it's common for a lot of people. I'm doing a lot of writing, typing, and that tends to get a little bit sticky. So we want to free up that space there. Now we're going to start to open out the arm. I call this emu, because what we're going to do, we're going to just feed this arm around into loads of spaces around you. Maybe you sit back onto the heels slightly as well. And just explore. Let that arm or your body guide you as to the spaces it wants to move into. So it's self-guided. You're not just going through the motions. It's not just mindful, it's kind of almost instinctive. You know, when we're grounded, our body really knows how to heal itself. Moving around with that hand. Now bring that right arm up, open it up and extend it open. I'm going to hold there for a few breaths. And tighten up the muscles in the left upper arm so we're not stinking down in the shoulder. Rather push the earth away from you. Notice that how that creates lift and opens up the chest. Now, bringing that right hand down, we're going to sweep your left leg around behind you. So I'm going to change positions again so you can see. The left leg's going to come behind you. We're going to pivot on that foot around the left heel down, the right heel down, and push down through the left hand. We're going to open up. So you've got your left hand, left knee, left foot on the floor, the right foot on the floor in a side plank. And then we'll just bring this arm over. Let's just do a few circles here. And you maybe remember from last week we did side plank. Yeah, I think we did. If you want something a little bit stronger, push down into that left hand and release the left foot. And then lift the hips up towards the sky and open up the chest. And smile and breathe. Keep the head in line with the neck. Bring the knee down whenever you really start to struggle to breathe. Good. So, balancing our side plank. I'm going to push off into that left hand. We're going to come to our gate. So we're going to sweep side to side with this one. We're going to go over one side, back to the floor. Breathing fresh air into the body, literally. I'll just do 3 of these. We're going to hold that left arm. Just remember, the chest isn't rounding, the back straight is just a sideways movement, just this right shoulder dropping down the right ear, like a hangman type thing. I'm going to stay there for a moment as well. I'm just choosing the right way around to be able to show you what to do. So you're on a gate. You're going to bring the hands down to the mat. So you're back to all fours, but with the right leg out. Now we're going to take the right leg. It's imagine it's 3 o'clock on the clock face. We're going to take it round to 6 o'clock, and then you're going to take it round to about 7 o'clock, and you're going to look over your left shoulder. Okay, so we've got a lovely stretch and opening down this side body, especially good for spring detoxification, spring cleaning the body. And then we're going to drop the right knee down. It's going to feel awkward. It's called awkward child's pose, and it kind of Does what it says on the tin. I'm going to take the hips back. I'm going to come down to the forearms, bring the head down. Now the hips aren't going to go very far back. You're kind of wrapped up in quite an awkward little knot there. So just go as far as it feels comfortable. You probably get some sensation between different places. Now let's bring that knee round to join the other and take an ordinary child's pose. If you're feeling like you need a bit of a recovery, have the arms alongside the lower legs. If you're still feeling okay, extend the arms out in front, but drop the forehead down to the mat and enjoy a nice restorative child's pose. And you can even imagine while you're doing this, what's happening is, we're getting clean, fresh oxygen into the body and we're breathing out all that old dead carbon dioxide. Every breath cleansing us, but also feeding us with new oxygen to nourish the body. Okay, you're probably a little lopsided now. We're going to do the other side. So, onto the hands and knees. Nice firm base with the hands, not gripping. The left leg's going to go back. Drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest and round the back. Inhale, take the leg back, lift up the head. Smile. Exhale, bring it in. This is called tiger. It's so good for us, this. The tiger's equally it's like my cat actually. He can move really fast when he wants to. And then he can stop and he's just like, bang. He's like super relaxed. And that's all to do with psoas muscle. Now on this last one, the leg sweeps back. We bring the knee in towards the chest. We come onto the fingertips just to get more space underneath you. Step the foot between the hands. So just adjust as you need to make right angles. So you've got a square forming here. So you're not full lunge with that right leg back. Left hand to left thigh. The right hand, so the fingertips lead, the palm goes away from you. When you lift the heart, oh, doesn't that feel delicious? The hand comes down, bring the palm towards you, rotate the palm, and then look back towards backhand. Okay, so inhale, breathe in space. As you exhale, you slightly draw the thighs back towards each other. It's going to stabilize you through the core as you go through the movement with the arms. So again, this is somatic movement, working with the body's natural intelligence. Exploring range of motion, nice and smooth. On this last one, you're going to look back towards the backhand, look along the fingertips. Feel this nice opening. We often get pretty tighter underneath the armpits here. Opens up that area there. Stay where you are for just a moment. Now bring that arm round back to face the front, bring the fingers down. So this front foot is going to come out to the side here. Now emu, hand underneath the shoulder. Start with the left hand under the left shoulder. Start with just short lever circles. That's just the upper arm. Get into those sticky bits. It's nice, isn't it? Oh, notice how the body just instinctively wants to go, oh yeah, that feels nice there. That's really yoga and what it's about. And go in the other direction a few times. bigger circles. Exploring, using the hands. So it's a bit like we did, you know, with a swimming dragon, you know. Everything you want to work with is arcs and spirals, undulation. Those three things actually make a difference to the structure of our body and in fact our bottom line nervous system through the fascial network. Very exciting. Imagine the arm, it's how a plant moves. Plants, not machines. Now hold that left arm up in the air, push down into the right hand and lift up and open up wide. Breathe in the space, breathe in the air. Look up towards the fingertips. And then bring that hand down. We're going to sweep that left leg around from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, so around behind us. Just reset that right hand underneath the shoulder. Open the left arm out to a plank. Let's do 3 circles. Arm comes up and alongside the ear. Notice just like literally the whole body can move with this. Not isolating movements. Now hold that arm up. If you want a bit more, push down into the right hand and take the left foot, the right foot in front of the left. And smile. Make sure you can smile. So this is only if you want a bit more. By all means, keep the right knee down. Bring it down when you need to. And let's take the right foot out so that it's behind you, so the foot is at 12 o'clock, so where your right hand is, foot's at 3 o'clock. We're going to lift up for a gate. Left hand comes down. We're going to sweep side to side, over to the side again, even if it's just on your fingertips. If it's too far down to the floor, you know, you don't need to reach for the floor, you can still get the movement. Make it yours, remember to self-regulate. And let's hold there with the right arm, just hanging over the ear. Well, something happened, my tummy just went, ooh, ready. You'll notice you'll build a little bit of fire as well, to build a little bit of heat with this. Even though you're thinking, oh, we've just been down near the floor, it doesn't seem like it's been much. Bring the hands now down to the floor and bring that left leg, so you'll be that leg behind, from 6 o'clock round towards 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Look over your right shoulder. So you're lengthening down the left side, shortening on the right side. And let's drop that left knee down. Oh, you can take the seat back, it's going to be a little awkward, so your left knee's tucked behind the right. Wherever it feels okay, remember it's awkward child's pose. These are all the new things that we're doing with the body. Scrambling the old patterns. When we do that with the body, we tend to do it with the mind as well, so maybe you've noticed if you've done any kind of physical challenge, you know, a big hike or anything, notice how you're mentally different after doing something new and going beyond your preconceived limits. Now let's release that left leg, come down to a normal child's pose, either with the arms outstretched. You're probably ready to rest the shoulders now, those bringing the arms alongside the legs. It's up to you. And just drop the head down there and take a few breaths. And breathing in the new. Breathing out the old. body to come into a place of stillness. Starting to feel the heart rate slow down. And I'm going to slowly come up and sit onto the knees. So, I'm going to come up to standing carefully, placing the fingertips down. We're going to come up to stand. How am I going to go? Over here, I think. So I'm just going to switch you around. So we're going to do a really slow swimming dragon today. So different to we've done it before. So we're going to add in the breath. So we're going to bring our hands to the heart. We're going to just see how this works with our range of motion now. What we've just done there is prepare the body. We're going to bring the hands to the sides as if sleeping. Little sleeping dragon, the head tips. The hands to the right. Now bend the knees. Now bring the left hip and the left shoulder forward. Take the hands back, behind in the other direction. And take the head and look over the left shoulder. And breathe. On the next inhalation, start to just straighten yourself up, but keep the legs bent. Now sweep the arms in front, the arms straighten and the palms are together. Just sweep the arms around and we change direction. The hands underneath the left ear. The right hip and the right shoulder come forward. The hands go back to the left and look over your right shoulder. So got like a triple twist going on here. We're going a bit deeper as we hold. Now push the left hand into the right hand to switch sides. 3 breaths here. Again, look over the left shoulder, the left hip, left shoulder come forward, the arms, the left palm pushes into the right, goes a little deeper. Then we're going to swim the dragon, goes across in front. Exhale, sweep the arms over. Inhale, should bring the arms lower down. Shifting side to side. Arms come a little higher. Oh, how nice does that feel? And now take the arms across in front. Left palm into the right. Back to sleeping dragon. Reaching the arms up. Coming up onto the toes. And lowering down the heels. Good. Should feel super calm, but it's such a deep cleanse doing this as well. Take the hands across the ear. Let's do the other way around. Bend in the knees. Right hip, right shoulder come forward. The Hands sweep towards the back and look over the right shoulder. Breathe. Good. Now sweep the arm around in front, round in the back, palms together. Hands change over, sleeping dragon to the right. Bend the knees, left hip, left shoulder comes forward. The arms go back and look over the left shoulder. Deep twist in the spine. Really ideal for spring this sequence up, so lighten up. Literally. Okay, push the right hand into the left. Switching sides. Right hip, right shoulder forward. We start to swim the dragon. Inhale as you move and exhale as you twist. Go over the left shoulders, hands go over the right. Swimming lower with the hands. It's a moving meditation. Arms. Push the right hand into the left to take the hands over towards the left, switching sides. Bring the arms up and over the head. Keep the shoulders relaxed, tighten up the ankles. And lift up the heels. And breathe here. See if you can find a steady gaze, a place on the floor in front of you, a diagonal in front of you. See if you can lower the hands without lowering the heels. See if you can just stay here. Focused, steady, tall like a tree. And then slowly lower the ankles. Release the hands, the palms just facing forwards. Close the eyes and just breathe. Feel that expansiveness across the front of the chest. Just check into any sensations in the body. Steady and just letting the body process that really deep twisting that we've just done there. And now bring the hands together. You can just gently fold down to the floor, come down onto the knees, and sit back onto the heels. So with this one, this sequence, this pose, I want you to be super careful. I'm hoping you're still there, same core network connection. Should be backing up on here, but it's going to take a slight pause. So this one is going to be a half camel. We are going to start to strengthen the back. It's going to help open up the front body. So be err on the side of caution for this one. We're going to sit back and tuck the toes. It's the best way to do it for this. So you're going to have to self-regulate here. So if you feel anything in the lower back, it's too strong. What we're not looking for, a lot of people think the back bends in yoga are actually, compressing there and getting that arch there. That's not really, we want the arc coming, the back bend coming from higher up. So there's where we're going to focus on. We're not, if you've done a camel before with both hands down, we're doing a totally different variation. This is both safe and kind, but it's also just creates what we want to do, which is lift up here. Okay, and get that opening space without compressing here. I'm going to start with the hands on the hips. We're going to look over the left shoulder and look back towards that back heel. Okay, we just pause there for a moment. Now, this can depend on the length of your arms. For some of you, you may easily be able to just bring the fingertips to that back heel. For some of you, just keep the hand on the hip there. And then what we're going to do is just release the right arm and reach it up towards the sky. Now I'm going to slightly just let the tailbone lengthen towards the floor, not forcing it up, not tipping it forward, tipping the hips forward. Just lengthen the tailbone down and just keep lifting with that right arm to get that delicious opening there. Look up along the fingertips. Feel this expansiveness over the chest. We're also getting a bit of a squeeze of the kidney here on the left side. Good for bringing us out of winter. Whoa. Now we're going to release the hand. We're going to slowly drop the right arm. Bring the hands to the knees. Flatten the feet down and just sit and close the eyes and observe and let the body process that for a moment. You can maybe notice the difference between the sides. Lift up again onto the knees and do the other side. So hopefully you were kind to your body there, it felt good. Remember, there's no pressure to bring the hand down to the heel. Okay, I'm going to top the toes here. You can still be strong enough. We're more looking to lift the heart up towards the sky and get this extension lift opening in the back. So hands to the hip, look over the right shoulder this time. Just if the fingertips easily touch that left heel. Don't want to do is sink down into that. Okay, we don't want to take the hips back. Leave the hips where they are. The tailbone lengthens down towards the floor. So this whole front body starts to open and lengthen. So you lift that left arm, lift the chest up. And you look to the side, you can look down to the hand. So wherever it feels okay for you to put the head. Ooh, does that feel nice? Literally breathing in the spring. Bring the right hand to the hip and slowly come to sit down. Onto the heels. And just let the body process that for a moment. Then we're going to bring the legs around in front and we're going to bring the right foot in towards the left thigh. So with this one we are spiraling the chest around so it's directly over the left leg. So you adjust your left leg as to where it needs to be for that to happen. And what we're going to do is just gently, really gently, walk the fingertips forward. So extending the chin towards the big toe. If you've got real tight hamstrings, tight back of the leg, fine to have a slight bend there. And we're just going to fold over that leg. Now sometimes we say don't round the back with this one, just extend the chin to the big toe. Yes, that's fine, but we're also going to allow ourselves to round and soften here. You're not forcing anything to get the head to the knee or anything like that. Just be where you are, and you can also just feel free and kind of wave side to side. Some of you are going to find it easy to access the foot. You're going to give the foot a massage, and that might not be because you're super flexible, it might just be because you've got really good long arms compared to your legs. So there's this saying in yoga, well actually I don't know whether I made it up or heard it somewhere, but the way I say it is kind of brought from the principle examples of what I know about it, which is we should never congratulate or berate yourself too much. You are where you are. You know, because sometimes we're there going, oh, I'm not great at that, and then it's nothing to do with, you know, your flexibility or, you know, what you're able to achieve or the effort you've done. Could just be, well, you just, you know, you were born like that. And sometimes, you know, on the flip side, if you're not so good at something, or it doesn't feel like you're so good at something, it's just your body's makeup. You are where you are. Right. Let's walk the hands back. And let's change over the other side. So let's bring the left foot to the inside, the right leg. Take a bit of movement first. You know, depending on what you're doing at any point in time or what you've been doing, you know, you'll feel your body's different every time you do it. And I'll give you an example. So there are endless big steps to where I am, you know, constantly up and down stairs, and you know, I'm finding my quads and my hamstrings a little tighter than they usually would be, so I'm needing a little bit more of a gentle approach, but you know, just mindful that that's what's been happening, and I'll need to just work towards getting that balance back. So relax and hold. Feel free to fold. Go as far as feels nice. There's no competition. You are where you are. Janusarasana, as it's called in yoga, or traditional yoga pose. But it's one of my favourites. It's a goodie. Now come back up to the upright, and then we're going to come down onto the forearms. I think we've done this one before, feet flat. We're going to do a little boudoir pose. The feet are wider than hip width apart. Comfortable distance away from the hips. You're on the forearms looking forward. We're just going to take the knees to the left and the head to the right. And then we're going to go to the other side with breath. How nice does that feel? So with the breath, we start to slow down the breath. Take one more each side. And then just start to come down to line on the back. So keep the legs as they are. I'm going to keep doing the same thing with the legs. But just have the arms straight out to the side. Now see how much you can slow down the breath and slow down the movement. So you inhale as you move. You exhale, drop the knees down. Inhale as you move the legs back through the centre, slowing it right down. You don't need to go at my pace for the exhale. You sink to the side, just do that a few more times, self-guided, at your own pace. And the last one will be over to the right. Bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a hug. Move in any way that feels nice for you. Massaging the sacrum. Preparing the body for its complete rest. So at this point, you do whatever feels good for you. You might already be ready for Shavasana, which is corpse pose, lay flat. You might want to take the legs up in the air, and also legs up in the air. Viparita Karani is an option. So you have your legs up against the wall, or Wherever you are, have a good shimmy of the hips. Have a good shimmy of the shoulders. Shifting the last stuff out. The glue. That's the connective tissue until the body can feel really soft and you can completely relax and close the eyes. It's the bit you've all been waiting for. It's probably the bit your body's been waiting for, which is nothingness. Complete rest. And the body heals when it's at rest. Also is processing that everything you've done in this practice today. I'm going to guess that a lot of it will have been new for you. So here we're recalibrating. The body's starting to come into spring and maybe you can feel that happening. It's the yellow sunlight coming in. Clean, fresh air. Maybe there's a picture that you've got in your mind's eye of what spring's like. Maybe it's a field full of daffodils. Or maybe little baby lambs running around. Maybe it's the smell of spring. Let's see if you can just picture yourself in a beautiful place, some spring scenery. Oh, that's magical in nature around you. As you breathe in, imagine that the body's almost breathing in and going up to meet it. Meet in the springtime, and as you exhale, bringing the spring into the body. So inhaling the colours, smells, the temperature, the textures of spring, the air of spring. As you breathe out, just let that infiltrate every cell of your being. Just as the flowers are starting to come alive, nature's waking up. Feel this sense of you waking up to meet the springtime. If you want to stay here a little longer, let's pause the video now and I'll see you next time. But if not, take the top tip of the thumb, tip of the forefinger together on each hand and just seal in that new, fresh springtime energy into the body. Breathe out the last of winter. And just start to take some deep breaths in now as you... Oh, that was good timing. The bells just started. Just start to breathe in the energy from around you. Start to waken up with the bells. The bells from Dubrovnik Old Town. After a big storm, it's like spring's coming again. start to bring the knees to the chest. Getting lighter and brighter on every breath. And then gradually making your way up to a seated position. The eyes closed, rub the palms together as fast as you can. And then place the palms over the eyes. Slowly taking the hands away, start to blink the eyes open. Start to bring the hands together at the heart. And from my heart to your heart, namaste, namaste. So wasn't that funny? The bells came on just for when I wanted to wake you up, and then they stopped for when we're here. So what more can I say? Life is magic. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.